Hey, Sonia here. Just sitting in my car, having just been for a walk in the Botanical Gardens here in Christchurch, which is one of my most favourite places in the world. It's just so incredibly idyllic and peaceful and calming. And I'm a massive advocate for spending time in nature if you're feeling stressed or anxious, because being with Mother Earth, with the trees, with the grass, with the running water and the rivers is really, really good for the soul. It's good for the body. It's good for the mind. You know, no distractions with your phone. You just listen to the crickets or the cicadas, birds, etc., etc. It's such a phenomenal feeling. Anyway, I digress. I just wanted to quickly jump on and share something with you that I've talked about before, but you'll hear me talk about a lot more again this year. And it's this concept of a baby being a conscious being from the moment they're conceived. So we kind of have this belief that a child doesn't know anything about the world around it until it's, old enough to talk, old enough to speak to us, old enough to follow instructions, etc., etc. And yet that's just simply not the case, because a child at the moment of conception is picking up on the energy of its environment. It is picking up on DNA imprinting from mum and dad. It's picking up on beliefs and decisions that are carried down through generations and generations. And if you think about it like this, your grandmother, when she is conceived and is a baby growing in the womb, has her ovaries start to grow and her eggs are in her ovaries. And those eggs, one of those eggs becomes her daughter, and that daughter becomes your mother. So she is already, when you are already born with the imprint of whatever was happening for your mother, based on her experience of being in her grandmother's ovaries. That's a pretty, and great-grandmother and so on and so on. That's a pretty crazy out there thought to actually take on board when you think about that, the fact that we've got DNA imprinting coming down to the generations, and that is actually being scientifically proven. And if you want the research, I can send you some articles about this research and how it explains it. So based on that, if you're a mother or someone who's wanting to conceive, or you are a mother and you're having struggles with your child and you can't figure out why, it's really important to look at not only your personal experience as a child, your upbringing, your childhood, your beliefs, your levels of stress during pregnancy, but also consider your mother's experience as a parent growing up, as a child growing up, and what did they go through, and what was her experience like when she was pregnant, because that would have been carried out to you. And there is something that I've learned in my matrix birth re-imprinting, and that is this: we repeat the patterns of our parents. We repeat the birth stories of our mothers, and often the birth stories of our grandmothers. And the other thing that I want to point out is this: if you're having a child or a baby that's really struggling to settle, one of the best things and quickest things you can do is work on your own energy. How stressed are you feeling? How anxious are you? How worried are you? How much are you running around in a state of, needing to control the environment? That it's often we focus on the child. What can I do for the child? What can I do for the child? But if that's a newborn child, the interconnection of energy between you and that child is so profound and strong. And if you've had a birth trauma that's triggered stress and anxiety in you, that will trigger stress and anxiety in your child. And so we always have this mentality, and it's so ingrained in us, to fix the outside world, to fix the child, to make things better for them. Yes, do that by all means, 100%. But then check in and go, well, what's my experience since I conceived? What was my pregnancy like? Was I stressed? Was I anxious? If you had a miscarriage prior to this child, that plays out. I cannot tell you the amount of work I've done with mums who had a miscarriage and were so stressed during their pregnancy that it might happen again, that the child then picks up on that fear. And I've done work with not only mums on clearing their stress and trauma during a pregnancy because of the worry of losing a baby because they've already lost a baby, but often I'll work with adult clients who remember their time in the womb as a stressful time because mum was anxious and worried. So first and foremost, if you have got a child struggling to settle, if you've got a young child with anxiety, suspected ASD, suspected ADHD, please consider doing some healing work on yourself first to clear the patterns that have come into play because of your pregnancy, in utero experience, and levels of stress and anxiety while you were pregnant. And also your levels of stress and anxiety now that you are a mother. And, learning to let go of the need to control everything. I'm going to share an article underneath this post that is all about how gratitude and meditation help you if you're struggling with PNA and PND. So please take a look at it. Have a chat to me if you want to know more, and just stop and say, what can I do for me to help myself feel better so that my children or child feels better too? It starts with us. It starts with us. It starts with you. So please share this video if you think it could benefit someone you know who's really struggling. I specialize in matrix birth re-imprinting. I specialize in looking at cutting these DNA ties, rewriting the familial stories, creating new beliefs, creating new perceptions of life so that we change the DNA and we effectively start a new story for future generations. And that's powerful work. So thank you for tuning in and watching. Mwah. Hi Katrina, hi Angela. If you are pregnant, it's not too late to start the healing work. I could do conscious pre-birth experiences. I can set you up for a really calm conscious birth, or set you up for helping you get pregnant if you've got a lot of stress and anxiety around that, whatever the case. Anyway, love and light to you all. Please share this video, and I'll talk to you all soon. Mwah. See you. Bye-bye.